Over 7 years, LionFight has brought the sport of Muay Thai to the fans here in the United States. And on November 18th, LionFights will put on the first ever international show in partnership with Muay Thai Grand Prix. And this is live also on flowcombat.com. In London at the O2 Arena, I am honored to have on Mr. Scott Kent. Scott, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's definitely an honor for me. Big fan. I mean, I am a fan of striking. I'm a fan of the brawl, the knockout. And if you are a fan of combat and you're looking for excitement and you're looking for the best strikers, there's nowhere to go but LionFight Muay Thai. It's the elite.
Yeah, we're bringing in the best of the best. You know, we feel we've got the most exciting stand-up fighting style. We're always asked about MMA and, you know, drawing the contrasts and how it's different. And just kind of in a nutshell, for those that may or may not know, it's all stand-up fighting. There's no jiu-jitsu. There's no wrestling. There's no booing. There is, it's called the art of 8 limbs. So you're fighting with your punches, your elbows, your knees, and your kicks. So you're taking all of the most exciting elements of, say, a UFC fight, and you wrap that around centuries of tradition. It's the national sport of Thailand, and people that are just devoted and obsessed with this sport. And you walk away going, wow, that's one of the most exciting things I've ever seen.
It is, and to be ringside at an event, you know, you can watch MMA on TV, you can watch boxing on TV, but you really cannot get the experience without attending an event to hear the power of these kicks and strikes in the Muay Thai. It really is shocking.
You know, it's funny. You're absolutely right. And when you study Muay Thai and you understand, sometimes you'll hear like a slap and it'll sound really loud and the crowd just goes crazy. But really what's most effective on a kick like that is those kicks that are almost like a thud. And you feel those through your entire body. And when you bring in a guy like Yodson Clyde Fairtex or Fabio Pinca or Lertzil, one of these great, you know, elite Thai fighters, and you see how good they are. And it's absolutely beautiful, the way they put these combinations together, the ceremony, and everything about the event is just really special.
It is, and the timing of these fighters, to be able to throw a spinning elbow in mid-combination in the center of the ring and land that is, I mean, it's shocking. And it really does show the difference in striking compared to, you know, an MMA or anything else out there. I mean, Muay Thai is a brutal but very artistic sport. And as a fan, once you're exposed to it, it's kind of hard to leave it, if you know what I mean. I am really a big fan of LionFight and Muay Thai, and so I'm so excited for what's coming up.
You know, and I'm a big fight fan too. I grew up watching Wide World of Sports with my dad, watching boxing on TV, and, you know, we've talked about some of the great boxing matches here in Vegas that I've been able to get to. But to go back and watch a 12-round boxing match after watching 5 rounds of LionFight Muay Thai, you know, I catch myself kind of fast forwarding through the slow parts, and it's a terrible confession, but I'm being honest. And I think that just goes to the point that this is such an exciting sport. There are no lulls. You know, you don't have people booing like you see in some sports. You don't see people kind of walking out of the venue because you're just mesmerized for 5 3-minute rounds for each one of these fights.
That's right. And it's not, you know, you hear, and I don't care if it's boxing, MMA, you always hear about, we hope it's a fight. We're hoping for a fight. Well, every time that you watch Muay Thai and you watch LionFight, you're guaranteed that every single fight is that, a fight. They're going to bang it out. You can't get more than the art and just the brutality of these strikes and the punishment that these guys are able to endure at a level that really is the world's best. It is the elite of the elite.
Yeah, I think that's why LionFight has grown so fast, because it really was an untapped market here in the United States. And then to be able to showcase these world-class fighters, and even UFC fighters come to our events, and they're just amazed at the quickness, the technique, the combinations that these guys fight with. And it's not just the men, it's the women. Some of the best fights we've ever had are these female Muay Thai fighters. And they start throwing elbows. And we had a fight with Jerry Seitz out of Missouri. Blood just gushing down her face. She didn't want to stop. She was winning the fight. And finally, finally the ref stopped the fight. But, people that saw that were just absolutely amazed. And afterwards, she's got the staples in the head and the stitches and all this. And she was at the after party. And it takes a special type of person to fight Muay Thai. It's not for the meek. You can't do it half-assed. You got to commit to it, because you understand once you open yourself up to that, the likelihood of getting cut up, the likelihood of getting injured is there every time you step in the ring.
And that is for sure. And as a fan, we all want to see the action. Everyone wants to see the toe-to-toe trading, and it's tough to find that. I mean, boxing is the sweet science, right? So you get the Floyd Mayweather, and the job is to hit and not get hit. And then you've got MMA, where wrestling and jiu-jitsu play a big role, and you've got guys that use that to their advantage and make a boring fight. But then you've got Muay Thai, and there's no place to run. It's amazing the leg kicks that these guys are able to take, the knees, the spinning techniques. It is nonstop action. It really is. So this has got to be something huge. International show, the first one, and you're in partnership with this one with Muay Thai Grand Prix?
Yeah, I went to one of their shows about a year and a half ago, was very impressed. We brought some of their fighters over. They fought on our cards. And we felt really for the long-term growth of this sport, being in the U.S. is a huge advantage. First of all, everybody wants to fight in the U.S., so we've got every international fighter standing in line to come fight for LionFight. But we felt from a branding standpoint, because it's such an international sport, let's create some partnerships. Muay Thai Grand Prix in London, Warriors Way in Australia. Let's do some co-promotions. Let's share our talent. Let's kind of harness all of our resources. And it's worked very well for all involved.
And that's really the way to go, because in my mind, it's just the fact a lot of fans have not been exposed to Muay Thai. And, that was always a problem for me as a fan of combat. It's like, what is going on? Why are they not going crazy like I am? But everyone that I show, Scott, I can promise you, they are a fan of Muay Thai. They're a fan of LionFight. And I think it's just growing and growing. And by, utilizing the other companies out there, promotions that are putting on incredible fights, is the way to go, in my opinion. That's what makes me so excited, is we're just starting here. This is just starting. And, man, I'm excited. What can the fans, I got to ask you, Scott, for 2018, is there anything special that you could talk about? Because going international, to me, I'm stuck on that one alone.
Well, that's a big part of it. We kind of saved this fight. It's a special fight. We were able to work it out time-wise for both promotions. We hope to do 2 shows in London next year, 1 in Paris, and 1, possibly 2 in Australia. In addition to all of the fights that we're going to do in the United States. We'll be back at Foxwoods. We'll probably do 4 to 6 shows there. And then we'd like to do a couple shows in California and a couple back in my home in Las Vegas.
That's fantastic. And the more the better, as far as I'm concerned. And I will definitely be at one of these shows, Scott, and you'll be listening to me yell and scream, because I'm just so passionate about the sport. And it's just something very special. There's such an art to this, and yet it's brutal at the same time. It's got that really nice balance to it. I can only say thank you for bringing it to America the way that you have, because a lot of people would not have even known of really Muay Thai other than hearing fighters speak about it if it wasn't for LionFight.
Well, I've been very lucky in my life. I've been able to have a successful casino career. So I've been able to do all of the things that I've ever wanted to do for myself or my family. This was a labor of love. This was an opportunity for me to step outside of corporate casino industry and give up a life of security and luxury to pass out posters out of my trunk. But you know what? There's something very rewarding about starting your own company. I'm extremely passionate about it, and that's one of the things that we get back from sponsors. It's like you want to invest, you want to believe in people that believe in themselves and people that are passionate about something. And I've had the blessing of being able to train in Thailand, meet the wonderful people of Thailand, embrace those cultural nuances of Muay Thai. And once a fighter, we always recommend, if you get an opportunity to train in Thailand, to do it just to see what these world-class gyms are doing and kind of buy into it, appreciate the culture and the tradition of what you're doing. So for me, it's a labor of love. It's been a lot of peaks and valleys. As you're starting your own business, there's a lot of challenges, but we've grown. We've got a great team. Our brand is recognized around the world as the premier Muay Thai brand out there. So, I appreciate guys like yourself that are passionate about combat sports, that understand it. We've got Joe Rogan raves about LionFight, Pat Miletich, Michael Chiavallo, all very well-respected people in their respective fields. And they just rave about it because they get it. So our charge is to get it out to more people and hopefully make more people get it.
And I think that's inevitable. There's no way that you won't become a fan. If you're a fan of combat at all and you witness a Muay Thai event, at the event, if you're able to get to this event, you've got to go. This is a different experience. You really need to witness it in person, to hear it, to see it, to feel the atmosphere, because it's different. And there is a very respectful it's just vibe. It's really, really amazing. It's hard to describe, actually. But again, Scott, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show. I know you're getting ready to get moving. Are there sponsors that have really, every sponsor helps, but is there any that have made a big difference for you?
It was a good move for us to get on Access TV. They build brands, and I think it was the right time at the right place for us. I'm not sure where we're going to go in the future, but they've been a great partner to this point. Harley Davidson, an iconic American brand. One of my investors is involved with Harley. So they've been there to be able to bring in one of the most respected Thai companies in the planet, to bring in Fairtex, to do all of our gloves, become a title sponsor for us. Those are the people that have really been there for us. And now we're looking at some other areas of investment. We're looking at some other sponsorship deals to help grow this brand and really reach outside of that traditional combat sports space.
That's fantastic. And for me, I know how important the sponsors are, and it doesn't matter who you are, you really need those sponsors, and it does make a difference. Listen, guys, November 18th, and you've got to check this out. If you're not able to go, if you're not in London and you don't get to go to the O2 Arena, go to flow.com. This will be streamed live, correct, Scott?
Yeah, that's correct. The timing is going to be 7 o'clock is when the streaming will start in the UK. It's also going to be broadcast on Box Nation, but it'll be broadcast at 2 p.m. Eastern Time and 11 o'clock Pacific Time on Saturday, November 18th. Flow Combat is the one that's going to handle the stream for us. We're excited about seeing how this works. First time we've done this, so we're a little nervous. We're very excited about it because I've seen the card. It's an amazing card. You've got a couple title fights, and if you're familiar with British combat sports, they're probably the most vocal crowd out there. They're huge fans, and the place is always packed.
That is for sure. And in a place like the O2, it's such a beautiful venue. Congratulations, Mr. Kent, because as a fan of combat, you have given me many, 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 many hours of entertainment, and listening to guys like Michael Chiavallo and Pat Miletich call those fights for me. I'll never forget that. And guys, listen, if you're a fan of combat and you have not checked out LionFight, do yourself a favor and check it out, because this is something special. So, Scott, thank you so much for joining me again. And hey, for Modern Pugilist Entertainment, for LionFight, I'm Dan Cox. We will see you next time.